describe the event today in one word, what will it be?
Awesome. Great. Fantastic. That's 3 words.
Doesn't matter, keep going.
Amazing.
Awesome, very nice show.
Fun.
Fantastic.
Worth coming to.
Enjoyment, oh. No dull moment, oh. With the rock body, oh. Hey, yeah. Hey.
We also have a survivor, of an ovarian cancer survivor amongst us tonight that's going to be sharing her stories and inspiring us and giving us hope that, we can continue to fight.
So please, my sisters, do not isolate yourselves. Get and maintain your circle of emotional refreshment, your sisterhood, where you can genuinely be yourself and be with people who care about you.
I really enjoyed myself. I was even telling them they have to bring this kind of event to Edmonton. We need something like this.
Everyone in this room have this organ, except gentleman here and the other gentleman here. I'm not sure, even if they change something, it's not going to be the same. Do we agree? This one is natural one that you are made of, and that shows that you are a woman, a female. These days you can tell. When you go inside, you can tell.
To be honest, I think I love everything that they're doing just now. I was teaching makeup. Your point A to point B, where your brow arcs, should be like 2/3 of the total length of your brows. And then point B to point C, where your brows actually come down from the arc, should be 1/3. So the first thing we do is to draw a line from A to B. We are outlining the brows, and I'll start from the lower part. So I'm just going to outline it, and then you use short strokes. So point A to point B, and then from point B, I go down. So another thing you want to focus on is where your brows start here, it should end around that same line. So draw an imaginary line around here. So it should be on the same line. The speakers they have are amazing.
I'd like to show you where that ovary is located. It's hidden because it's so precious. That is what makes you to be a mama. That is what brings you to motherhood life.
Basically, I talked about uterine fibroids, and it's really important that women know what fibroids are. The Latin term for fibroids is leiomyoma. So break it down. Leo is Latin for uterus, myo means muscle, oma means tumors. Now, don't freak out. Tumors means just a swelling in Latin. Tumors could be benign, which means non-cancerous, or they can be cancerous when you say malignant. But fibroids are benign tumors. They usually occur single, but more likely in clusters. So they can be anywhere from microscopic, so you can't see them with your naked eyes, till the size of a large watermelon or even larger. Fibroids are not necessarily always a cause of issue, but when they do cause issues, they're pretty severe and the symptoms can be quite dramatic. The school of thought is that all women in this room might have a fibroid. But the question is it all welcome? That's why it's really important to find out what kind of fibroid you have if you have a fibroid. So please do not go into a panic.
I got everything I needed, the health aspect of it, the socialization aspect of it. Had the opportunity to meet with many people that I haven't seen for a while.
We are going to play a little game.
so we can get to know ourselves.
It's supposed to be an interactive game where you go around the room and ask people to sign if they've done whatever is on this on each box. So, for example, it has preferred tea over coffee, or has ridden a train, or always paints her nails, and all this stuff. So if you look here, there are all these activities, and if you've done it, then you're supposed to check them and sign them for that person. And whoever feels theirs first wins the game.
Kiss, don't let them stop you. This world tells us things not truth. It can be cold and uncool. Cause parents aren't given a guidebook, no. Always do the best you can. Don't let other people ruin plans. You can do anything you choose to do. Just say these words back to you. I can stand the pain. I can stand the way you make me feel. It might take some patience, but I can stand alone. I can stand the pain. I can stand the way it made me feel. Never let hope die. No matter how long, I'll still try. I love you with no shame in mind. Let the whole world see my crimes. The fire for you still burns. A combustible substance I've learned to let fate take control. If it comes, we'll go, but I know.
You have eaten something exotic. Could you please tell us what it is?
Yeah, I ate a snake, alligator, and turtle, and it was all in a band, actually.
Who is Laurie? I have a Laurie here. Laurie, come on over. Laurie has a pet that is not a dog or a cat. So let's hear what it is.
It's a Siamese fighting fit.
Karen says she prefers the mountain over the beach. So tell us about it.
Well, I do a lot of hiking around Banff.
You like hiking. You are not scared of the bears. What a brave girl. Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
That was a fun game. How was it for you?
It was great. It was fantastic to meet other women of like minds, and it was a great time. We had a great time here.
I actually loved all the seminars. They were very informative, and then of course like the Zumba, like we got to let our hair down, get down, boogie, and it was a good time.
I loved it. It's amazing. Very informative. I love seeing different culture, different people together, and having all the ladies work together, all the women work together. Amazing.
You talk about cancer, about fibroid, so much knowledge, more information than I even know before.
How many of you have heard of parabens? Show of hands. Parabens free, paraben this. So parabens, what are they? They're basically chemicals in cosmetics, usually cosmetics or lotions. And what they do is increase the shelf life. They make them last longer. So next time I challenge you, when you go shopping, look in the aisles to say paraben-free, sulfide-free, so forth. So the key is these foreign bodies come into the body, raise the estrogen levels, and contribute to that estrogen dominance. Plastics, certain plastics are not good because when they're heated, they can again add to that extra foreign estrogen. Now, the question that is probably burning in your heart is, how do I know if I have fibroids? How do I know if my loved one has fibroids? So, some of the classic signs are, well, number one is menorrhagia, which is heavy bleeding. So if you're having a menstrual period, you use 5 overnight pads, 5 tampons in a day, something is wrong, seriously wrong. So that's one key. Or you may not even think about the heavy bleeding. You're like, oh, my mom had heavy bleeds. My sister had heavy bleeds, so surely I have heavy bleeds. But if you're passing out, having constant headaches, that's telling me you're probably anemic. You should go check your iron levels. Okay? So these are some clues as it pertains to the heavy bleeding. Then when we talk about increased abdominal girth, all of a sudden you notice your abdomen is getting bigger and bigger, you're working out, doing crunches, no change. That's a red flag. Please go have an ultrasound to see what else might be going on. Pain. Another source of pain is when a fibroid grows too big and outgrows its blood supply, it begins to degenerate, basically starts to die. And when anything starts to die, there's pain, there's necrosis. So that's another source of the pain.
I know sabi all those things before. Now here for hear much more. And then they hear the music. Now so boo.
I trust my Juju. Juliet Ojo, give it up for her. She's always ready for a dance. Thank you, ladies. Thanks, DJ.
It was good. It was good. We learned a lot about women issues like ovarian cancer. We got a live testimonial of a survivor, which was very, very encouraging.
So I went to my doctor on the Monday after Mother's Day, and she listened very carefully to everything I had to tell her. She sent me home with a requisition for blood work, a requisition for an ultrasound, a requisition for a mammogram, and a requisition for x-rays. And I walked out of her office thinking, I don't want to do this. That's time consuming. I do not want to go for all those tests. It's going to take time. But something told me go. And by Friday, she got the results back and called me and said, you need to come see me right now. And so I drove to her office and she gave me the news, which was, she didn't use the word cancer, she used the word malignancies. There are 2 malignancies on your ovaries and a bunch of fluid in your abdomen, and that's not good. So that was Mother's Day 2010. 2 weeks later, I was in the Tom Baker Cancer Center getting seen by oncologists, finding out that yes, major surgery was needed. It was not something you could just treat with chemotherapy. So that started for me, and as my introduction said, I had surgery. I went into chemotherapy after that. They did grade the cancer, so just so you know, earlier you were told cancer comes in stages, 1, 2, 3, 4. And within stage 1, 2, 3, 4, it's ABC. So if you have 1 ABC, then you go to 2 ABC. Mine was 3C. And when you get to 4, they really determine that as being almost untreatable when you're 4. So I had 3C. Anyway, went in, met my oncologists, they did the surgery, went through 6 rounds of chemotherapy. That went from August until January, the first 6 rounds of chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is incredibly difficult. It is the only tool right now that doctors have to treat ovarian cancer and surgery. It's very hard on your body. The chemotherapy turned me into a leukemia patient as well. So I had that problem with my blood, which is all treated with more drugs. So they'll give you the chemotherapy drugs, and then they'll give you drugs to handle the side effects, and they'll give you drugs to handle the leukemia, and it just keeps going. So once treatment ended in January, I was relieved, absolutely relieved. I was in remission for 24 months, which was just awesome. But went for regular blood tests, and my blood tests, as Kemi said, there is a protein marker. It's called CA125, and for ovarian cancer patients, it is sometimes telling, not always, but in my case, it's very telling. When my CA125 rises, the cancer is back. So you don't want the threshold is 35. If your CA125 is under 35, you're fine. When I was first diagnosed, my CA125 was 1,500. So they had to do major surgery and chemo to get rid of it. The second time when it recurred, or the first time it recurred, my CA125 was 56. And so immediately they sent me for CT scans and PET scans and determined it was now metastasized. So it was now in my lymph nodes, it was now in my bladder, it was now in my liver. So the solution again was more surgery to remove what they could, and chemotherapy, 18 rounds of chemotherapy. Every Monday morning I went for chemo after that. So once that was all done, I started to get my life back again. I was in remission for 18 months. So again, blood test came back. It once again was determined I had to have surgery once more. So I've had 3 major surgeries so far. Another 12 rounds of chemotherapy. I was in remission. Life was great. 10 months later, it came back. So that time, after the 10 months, they didn't have too many more options for me. We'll try chemotherapy again. And we did, but after my second chemo treatment, I reacted to the agent, which is called carboplatin. I had a severe allergic reaction, which put me into cardiac shock. And they had to bring in the crash cart into the chemo lab and revive me, and I survived, but they stopped chemo. So I had I had 10 months of no treatment. They put me on a trial drug then. And that was an experimental trial drug, which really didn't do anything because the 10 months later it recurred. So after those 10 months, the recurrence was in October of 2016. So they tried a different chemotherapy drug for me in October of 2016, which I also had another allergic reaction to. So that's another one I can't have. And that was all ended last February 2017. Valentine's Day was my last chemotherapy treatment. And all was good. I was in remission for 14 months until 2 weeks ago. I am now faced with what do we do now? So the cancer has come back, again in the lymph nodes, in the kidney, and in the liver, and actually around my heart, which is kind of heartbreaking. But my cancer team is astounding. They cannot treat me with chemotherapy again because I can't tolerate it. What my oncologist has said right now is just enjoy the next 3 months, and I'll see you again in July. And in July, we'll see whether the tumors have grown and how big they are, and we'll deal with it then. So it's an interesting, long story for 8 years, and I don't mean to upset you or bore you with it. It's my reality. It's the reality of a lot of ovarian cancer women.
And at the end of the day, we all gathered around her and we prayed with her. And it was so comforting, and to know that we got each other's back, which is so important for us as women.
And that's really who we are.
Yeah. It was so much fun. We had so much fun. It was so educational. It was so informational. And it was very uplifting.
No dull moment at all. No. Na so fun. No. Yeah, the roll. No. Na really enjoyment.
honored to be part of this, wonderful ceremony or event.
This is an inspiration for the whole women to be together and celebrate us as women.
I think that women are cheated when they are not here to be part of this. If they only know what they are missing.
I want more women to come out and let's all, unite together. Let's learn from each other. There's so much we have to offer as women. So I do encourage other women, other mothers, come out here, let's support, let's have a great time together.
The biggest thing I want to leave with people is early detection, early intervention leads to decreased suffering for the woman and her family and friends. There is hope. There are different treatments. that you can undergo. There's some medical treatment, there's surgical, and there's naturopathic treatment.
With us coming together and empowering each other, that gives us the motivation to carry on with life challenges as women.
Apart from being a vendor, it's very educative and informative as well. So it's a very amazing show, and I love the fact that it's always the weekend of the Mother's Day. You know, we as moms feel very special, and we're all giving roses as well. You know, it made us feel really special.
Women of Vision have treats for us, all the ladies here, in honor of Mother's Day. Gentlemen, you may enter.
I dance and dance and dance, my legs start wiggling. I love to dance, you know that. Dancing is my hobby. No matter how sad I am, no matter how depressed I am, once I see music, oh, my spirit is uplifted.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop on the road of life. You can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. You switching to gear. Let's go as we climb up the hill. Don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working. It's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady. Don't watch the clock go round. Cycle, life is a 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 cycle. We are learning, always turning. Later, cannot stop the time. Always merging into lanes that better suit us as we ride. Switch it up. Switching to gear, let's go. As we climb up the hill, don't slow down. Pedal a little more. The mind is working, it's in control. Your wheels are turning a little more. Going higher another notch. Keep it steady, don't watch the clock go round, round. Cycle, life is a cycle. Life is a cycle. Life is a cycle. Life is a cycle. don't stop on the road of life. You can't stop. You can't stop moving. Keep move. Keep that pace. Cycle, life is a 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 cycle.
It's like a great way to network, meet other people, also local businesses too.
As a vendor at this Women of Vision today, how was it for you?
It was very good. Like, this is my second year coming to the Women of Vision event. And, you know, women always come very optimistic, very happy. People are just happy to support local businesses. And it's always been good for me. I really love it. It's a small and intimate show. And I really, really love being a vendor.
What would you like to see for next year that you didn't see this year?
More people.
Yes. So tell them what they missed this year.
Fun. You miss ladies. I mean, coming together, working together, supporting each other. Very informative. So I would definitely come back for just the information, the knowledge. It's unbelievable. So absolutely, we have to keep this going every year, year after year.
Don't sleep on this conference. It's absolutely amazing. It's a great time. I can't believe it's been 3 or 4 hours now because time has just flown by, and definitely come next year.
Now me be number one for year next year. Now me go first buy tickets. Trust me. I will be the first to be here. Job well done. They did a great job.
The Women of Vision has come. It's a success. What do you have to say for yourself?
We did it. It was a lot of work, but you know what? It paid off. Especially when I heard the story of the third speaker, it really moved me, and because that was the reason why we are doing what we do. If you can only change one life, the job is done. So hooray to us. Let's keep this up. Sky is the limit.
And what do you have to say for yourself?
Well, we did it. I want to thank all the speakers. They did marvelous.
We have learned that it is the quality of good personal and close relationships that buffer our health and even our pain management. Emotional distress is toxic and corrosive to our health. Find those activities that help you to relax. Do not take yourself so seriously.
I want to say my heart went to Leslie, and I want to say thank you for all the ladies that prayed for her, and I pray that she will get her healing. It doesn't matter how or whatever the doctors may have said, but I just believe it will be done. Attendees, they enjoyed themselves. Thanks to everyone that came, and I hope by next year we'll make the call and you will answer us.
Auntie Moji, defend yourself.
Well, I just want to say thank you to the ladies. It's a lot of work. It's a 1 year long work, but when everything is said and done, it comes together. And our attendees, guests, have a good time. And that's what matters. And again, we believe in what we're doing. That's what we're doing it. What is what doing for me? It's what doing very well. My sister says the sky is the limit. I say the sky is not the limit.
You guys have heard it. The Women of Vision thing, it's fantastically fun.